Gone back now with Bot gone.
Yeah, he's very flexible at the moment. It looks like he's going to be a good centre-half forward, but great asset that he can go back and play centre-half back or deep defence.
Suns up by 1 on the full moon. Mzungu going nowhere. And same as in the opening quarter, we have a bounce straight away. Punch forward, Pearce, stolen by Bennell. Wilkinson got a call. McKenzie got one as well. Swallow already has a goal. He's a talented man. He doesn't miss too many. 2 goals to Swallow.
Well, boys, there's a clear. It's a great clearance, matter of fact. Gee, they would have done this in training, I think, a number of times under a bit of pressure just to try and replicate what they can do here. Keep your hands away from the tackle. McKenzie, gee, you want to get on that left side because we know he could kick it from there. David Swallow's kicked his 2 goals up against Crowley. Maybe one of them cost Crowley, but that's the way you've got to beat Taggers, just score against them.
Really good start for this term, and as you said, clearance is the key at the moment, but Fremantle didn't lay a hand on him.
Kicked 4 in a row, the Gold Coast.
Yeah, and there's a big concern for Freo. They don't get scored against heavily. They tend to not score heavily themselves, but they'd be really disappointed with this real spurt over the last 10 minutes of play from the Suns.
Swallow with 2 goals from playing in the middle. Now there's the knock from Smith.
What do you think?
Pearce went without it. Horsley strong at it. On top of Ballantyne. They wait for the whistle, and they get it.
The big numbers in there. Make sure they, when they lost possession, not to turn it over and get hurt the other way. But yeah, massive numbers here. McPhee just peels off this stoppage now to be the loose man.
Griffin. It's won by Smith. He went back to Horsley. Reflex give again from Swallow. Out to Tape in front of Bennell. Got the bounce he wanted. Dances around. Not his best kick. Chopped off by Mzungu. Coming through Horsley. Docker should clear here. De Boer. Mzungu over the top to Crowley. Whistle on play. Advantage.
Hold on. It's going back.
Oh, I'm not sure why it has to come back to the Met. Didn't Crowley kick it?
That disadvantaged the team, I thought. I thought they had a one-on-one forward. Now it gives Gold Coast plenty of time to get some players back there.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll swing this out. They've got the extra numbers back. They should be able to swing it quite wide.
And they do have to go wide. McFarlane to Ibbotson. And McFarlane runs on. Dixon arrives, kept his feet. Couldn't afford to go to ground, and he got rid of the tackler. Hunt with sheer strength. Over to Russell. Thought about going into the pocket, goes back to Shaw, gets a bit of a hook on it. Johnson didn't want to mark it, went the spoil. Very tough one for Russell.
It was a what?
Dawson cutting through Brown, trying to keep it alive here, the Suns, hoping for something, pushing the back. Dockers kick.
He's struggling to get out now, the Dockers. So good work again from the Suns, that the forwards putting that defensive pressure on. Something we just don't see enough from the Suns over the last year and a half, but they're doing it very well tonight.
4-goal run for the Suns after the Dockers kicked 3 straight. And this is Main.
And they're working hard to make sure they cover each opponent. You can concede that short one, long as they can't play on. They have on this occasion.
Ibbotson, Ballantyne, steps with 2 of them. Broughton, Pearce. It's a good switch.
Yeah, big numbers back. They should be able to go again.
Johnson has Main up the middle. And Main has a player wide, and he can go all the way here. Should kick a goal. McPhee stops, waits, and drives it towards Hill. Prestia got out underneath him. Pavlich kept it in. Hunt will fumble it over, and a rush behind, the first behind of the evening for Fremantle.
They fumbled that one nicely over the line, but again they looked vulnerable deep. Saw Pavlich over the back.
Boys, I just want to show you here. What's your spoil from Johnson? Now, see the way that ball's bouncing? That is the word. You called it, Matty. You do not want a ball that bounces end to end and sideways at the same time, because it just, you cannot read which way it's going to go.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to read where to put your hands first. Isles kicked an absolute belter in the first quarter to Kyle Horsley, who's impressing in his second game.
I'm very impressed.
Mature age recruit.
From Western Australia too, Matty. Fremantle might look at it.
Ibbotson had a fair bit of that, but lost it. Prestia having a terrific game. Bennell couldn't get free. Mzungu comes in, hasn't got it yet. Robertson charges through, did well. Beautiful smothers, went some excellent smothering here at Metricon so far. Now a chance again for Gold Coast. Tape, drove it over to Caddy. This is Brown. Now who's next in line? He's got a runner in Weller. 55 out. Going to hit it long. He's going to hit it wide. He's going to hit it out.
Gee, that's undisciplined.
Yeah, well, he just teed that one up. It was probably the only option was either to kick the goal or go short. Certainly, Freo had big numbers in the corridor, 45, 50 metres away, but just tried to overkick that one.
This is Mzungu deep in his back pocket. And what we've seen from the Gold Coast tonight is their ability to really put some pressure on in their forward 50.
Yeah, that's right. They're just not getting hurt the other way so much like they have in previous weeks. They're good defence to cover and stop the run.
Well, the forward press really hasn't been in vogue this year in AFL at any level with any club. It's been a lot more free-flowing.
Crowley got free and kicked it over the top, but Smith read it to perfection. And he goes back to Warnock and turned to Shaw. Next in line is Swallow. Ignores him. And then goes back, realises he's capped it. Yeah,
well, he better kick it to him. And Isles working really hard in that space. That's a great run. He's covered about 90 metres to get across into that space.
So they're working a bit harder than Fremantle at the moment. I'd hate to be in the rooms of Fremantle at half-time with this sort of attitude. An attack on the ball doesn't turn around quick.
A big switch might be the go here to get out to the fat side.
They've got numbers over there.
They've just got to go quickly with this one.
A little bit slow with that back to Shaw, but Warnock they've got numbers, but they've got to keep moving. Can't be static. Lynch, Weller.
Well done to Freo to finally stop that. Looked like it was going to open up.
Brennan.
Well, now it's about foot skills from Gold Coast. You know, you're Ganilla forward, you're in the back half. If you're going to make a mistake, drive it down the line to a contest and make a mistake.
That's where we spoke about tempo, control. Well, they tried to get out the other side, but when it didn't work and it was shut down, got to be patient again until something else opens up. Now they're patiently working the ball around.
Good running Shaw. He ran a long way to get that. Takes a bounce. Down the line, he's just trying to pop it over the top.
Oh, that was well done.
It was well done as well. He didn't panic. Give credit to Shaw for the weight of the kick, and Swallow saw it coming. Into the pocket he goes. And Brown wants a free kick. Nothing doing there.
That is a win by a mile to the Gold Coast end. The tempo footy, hold the ball, no foot skill errors, and then you get a ball up 20 metres from goal.
And Dawson will be in front position. Stolen by Caddy. Off the boot. Is it touched? Because it's gone through. Great finish from Caddy.
Great goal from Caddy, that stoppage. As you said, Shorey, it was a great win because you weren't getting rebounded against, so there was a stoppage in the deep pocket. So here it is. They're in the corridor. They've got plenty of numbers free for the Suns, but Caddy just good, clean hands in amongst traffic, got around one and just snuck that one through. He knows it's through. The Dockers players are really disappointed they didn't get a hand on that one. They'd be disappointed with that one. Suns over the moon.
He can be exciting, can't he, Josh Caddy?
Oh, he's a gun. He's got a real good, strong body, and he's going to be a super talent.
Rossi line would be ropeable. 17-8 clearances, contested possessions. They're 5 ahead there. Not great signs for Freo. We know they're a young side, the Gold Coast, but you give them a lot of, they've won 3 games last year.
Caddy's clever goal, the 5th in a row for the Suns.
Gee, you can move this kid.
Lynch. Now that kick was never going to happen. Luckily, it's half a fumble from Pearce. Hunt went through, missed everybody. Ballantyne in space. Mzungu even more space. Dockers should get a mark inside forward 50. He waits, goes back to Pearce. Play on, gets up, stands and sees that Crowley's on his own. Good vision from Clancy Pearce.
Tommy Lynch. We were just talking about where we just thought youngsters don't turn the ball over. They got a goal up the other end. Just a centering kick, which was it went to 2 Fremantle players.
And unfortunately, that's something that you tend to accept with young players. Critical errors.
Crowley should kick the goal. 30 metres out, not much of an angle. Pops it through. And the run of 5 is broken by Ryan Crowley.
absolutely needed that one because the Suns been running well and working well, and Fremantle, I don't think their work rate was has been that good over the last 15 minutes, but that's a nice forward 50 entry and good use of the ball at an important time of the game. They just had to stem the flow.
I reckon Bluey McKenna might have just thrown another bottle, boys. He just might have thrown another bottle.
You go through
top
a few,
on
wouldn't you?
Top off, it didn't matter. Yeah, you just worked so hard to give up an easy goal like that.
He's had 15 disposals, Ryan Crowley, equalled Clancy Pearce on the top of the list for the Dockers. Swallow with 11 and 2 goals on the other side.
I think Swallow's winning. That wasn't Swallow's fault then.
Crowley wants a free kick again. Brennan, head down and tries to charge through Broughton. Good umpiring, let it go.
Another thing about the umpires, I reckon they've been really good with all the tagging talk during the week. You'd think they're going to try and pull some out of packs, and, you know, little soft ones, but I reckon they haven't overreacted to it. So well done, the umpies. It is umpires week.
Yep.
Appreciation week.
Main, caddy on top of him. Both coaches were out there before the game to shake the umpire's hand. Here goes Carmichael Hunt breaking free. Not a lot to kick to, though. Over the back. Day. Dawson's got him. And he wins the free kick. Day should kick the goal.
Good work, but good work. You take it back to the kick beforehand from Carmichael Hunt. From a congested area, got the ball to a dangerous spot. Once again, the forward, this time it was the Day for the Suns, was goal side and very vulnerable. So Dawson felt the pressure and gave away a free kick.
One of 7 teenagers out there for the Suns. Kicks the goal, and it's an answering one for the Gold Coast.
Good work to just maintain that 12-point margin and respond to the work at the other end by Freo. Here's the clearance, again, just spills out, but Carmichael Hunt thought his way through it. Now, he kicks to this dangerous position. Now, Day is behind, and that's a good position when you've got 15 metres, and Dawson's just fallen in his back there. And as all defenders do, you plead your innocence when you know that you're in all sorts of trouble. And finished off well from Day.
Day, the goal kicker. The Suns have the answers at the moment to the Dockers.
Well, they have. We saw in the first term how in quick succession Freo can put goals on. They just can't allow them to do that and still stay offensive, but that really good defensive run as well.
Clark got arms free and gave it to Ibbotson, so they affect the clearance this time, the Dockers, and Brennan judged it to perfection.
They've used the spare man defence actually really well. It's probably benefiting the Suns more than the Dockers at the moment.
Press here. Short, Wilkinson.
And this is good.
Switches on here. There's a big switch on if he wants to go with it. That'll be a good kick, though.
A long one.
No, that's the correct one, because it'll get there quicker. It comes from Warner to Isles. Now it's got to be spot on in the middle, and finds Lynch. Who...
Tell you what, he's getting around the ground beautifully.
Big ruckman.
Yeah, and Smith's next, and look at him go. He's going to take on Clark. Zach, don't get confused. Left boot to the top of the square.
Well, it's exciting when you see the big men just put the turbo on and put the ball down for a bounce. It looked like he was going to swing on to the left and just kick a big bomb.
A big bomb, but no, good to see. They're taking risks.
Absolutely.
And they're backing themselves.
That's exciting.
It looked like a tired giraffe, and it's just kind of doing a U-turn.
The legs were wobbly.
He's great to watch, Zach Smith, isn't he?
How good was it?
Kick in at the back, Lynch. There's Smith again. So the big men in everything, including Zach Clark for the Dockers.
That's a free kick, G. They're first in. They are killing them around the clearances and also contested ball here. Now, this, he could really go.
No, he wouldn't have the cannon out for that. He's just going to square it up, and it's a dangerous kick. It was a lazy kick. Main to Neil. He's got no one to kick to. There's no one ahead for the Dockers. Now they get some running for Pavlich. He's the first one to break, and that's a spot-on kick. Lovely measured pass, and Pavlich should kick. Well, he should make the distance, we know that. Yeah. Just a question of accuracy.
Gee, another Trent McKenzie. You know, you kick the ball, you bomb it to the top of the screen. I thought he could nearly have a shot from there.
Or at least get that stoppage with a boundary throwing.
Exactly.
But, yeah, elevated through the corridor. And at this level, you get punished.
6 goals, 6 for the champ in this season so far. Margin is 13. This to bring it back to 7. It's going across the face. In fact, He's just sort of given that half a hit. He could kick it a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. So just didn't time that one. I didn't assess the situation well enough. Good spoil to get the ball over the line, though.
Before this game, he's been involved in 36 scoring chains, Pav. That means he's been up the ground a lot. I still think he's an inside 50 target. You've got to have there a lot of time.
So the kick in to come in from Mackenzie. He's told to go now.
You're saying it's more important to have big forwards than midfielders?
No doubt.
Well, there you go. Sure, he's had a big night.
Mackenzie's kick too big for everybody. They didn't think it'd go that far. They won a free kick.
So they're out
here. Numbers
they
here.
are out. If they could turn around quick, they've got numbers by hand.
Prestia spots up Day. 55 out from goal. Bennell wants it long.
Got to be patient.
Needed to get to 40 metres with a short pass. Deep there, vulnerable, because Freo are back.
Well, they kicked a 2-on-1. It's a tough one, and it's never going to happen. Let's go downstairs to Lee. Stephen Hill has been... well, what's he been doing, Lee?
He's walking up and down the boundary line here, Matty. He's in a lot of pain. His left quad, he's got a cork thigh, so he's trying to get it going, trying to get some movement in it, but one would suggest this is his last chance.
So he's on the interchange area, about to come on with Broughton and also Roberton, as you can see there.
You'd suggest he'd have about 3 minutes to convince Ross Lyon, otherwise he'd be off.
Wonderful courage from Ibbotson, because there was 2 or 3 coming. Kicked it over the top of Barlow. Wilkinson come out, didn't take it. Barlow went to ground. So too did Pearce. Feeds it back to Mundy. Barlow got up quickly. Spots a man out wide. Clark, will it stay in for him? I think it will. It does. Big Zach gets free. Hooks it round. No one home for the Dockers. Tough one for Smith. It bounces. Ballantyne's lurking. Smith taps it towards Swallow. Boundary throw in.
I don't think he knew the rule then, Matty. All he had to do with knowing that pressure comes, just smack it through for a point. You'd rather have a point, I think, for the kick out.
Well, you're more of a chance to get done for deliberate out of bounds.
Exactly.
Rather than deliberate point.
There's Swallow. Crowley right with him. Well won by Ballantyne. Crowley couldn't get boot to ball. Pavlich strong at the contest. Smith up, out. Russell, good hands to Wilkinson in turn. Shaw, nowhere to go. Likewise, Horsley. Backup came from Wilkinson. Wonderful confidence by the Suns to run and support, but they're not free yet. Isles can't... Yes, he does. He did keep it in. And it's going to come back, and this...
Wasn't good, but they were weathering the storm from Freo, but they just got to be patient, get that short kick so they actually can stop. You can't stop with handball, you must play on. So they just needed the short one, but it missed the target.
Mundy. Pavlich into the pocket. Heads in that direction. Spoil comes, hitting it at speed, Neil. Griffin hoping to centre the ball to Clark. Got him.
Oh, great. That's a fantastic mark, and the ball was kicked to a dangerous spot from Griffin to drag it around the body, and that's a good contested mark. So I think that might be, is that Neil? Lockie Neil down, but good grab from Zach Clark. They need this one.
Clark doesn't let the Dockers down, and the margin is back to just the 1 goal.
Yeah, they responded again and just trailed by 6 points now. They were always going to be a hard mark in a contested situation, and I think it'd be Tommy Lynch. He'd be a little bit disappointed the fact that he was outmarked so easily in that position. Here's Neil go down, just got a bit of hip and shoulder from Mav Weller, just took the wind out of him, I would suggest. But good kick. You can blaze away and try to kick a goal, but that was a good kick to a dangerous position, but yeah, a bit disappointing.
Nice mark by Big Zach, and he kicks the goal, and Lockie Neal's back up. Got the little bump there from Russell, but we're back in the middle with Dixon. And out the back is Broughton for the Dockers. Slides on top of it. Wins the free kick because he's first at it.
Yeah, someone's hurt himself on the ground.
Swallow.
Or was that Swallow? Might have hurt his shin when he went in De Boer, because I think he was trying to kick the ball off the ground.
Pearce has De Boer.
Well, the player's short. Crowley's free. Obviously, we Swallow down.
Caddy went back. Pavlich couldn't take it. His second effort now. Clean take from Dixon to Hunt. Just slipped over, but they find it hard to tackle him. Ricocheted ball comes to Main. Good pressure from Main. The Suns in reverse. Bennell.
Yeah, good kick, and Swallow's in trouble with a left leg injury. He's been carried from the ground now.
Well, that came from the clearance in the centre bounce, and I think it was Broughton got a free kick. I don't know whether he tried to kick it off the ground. Don't know what he's kicked or done after that.
They're leaders. Ablett, Bock, Swallow, Riscatelli. That's your four guys that are going to toss the coin.
Absolutely. So still just helping Swallow get off the ground. So, I mean, Cole will be able to tell us in a few minutes once he gets a bit of information on what's going on, but it does appear to be a leg injury.
Kick down the line, Dixon! Big hands at Charlie Dixon.
And he was good last week when he came into the side as well, gave them a forward 50 target. Now he's rotating through the midfield with big Zach Smith, and he's done a good job. They look to switch this up again, probably, or stay close to the boundary line.
Went down the line, McFarlane came over the top and crunched Brown, but he's up quickly. Hill testing out the quad. Ibbotson gets it from McFarlane, steps one, couldn't step another. McFarlane really wants this switch. And it was an instructive kick, said Duffield, you go there, I'll kick it.
Yeah, at least the Suns, once again, that transition running to get to the other side of the ground, they've blocked the switch, so they couldn't get rebounded against, so good work.
Not sure about the kick from Duffield, though. Main gets there. Crowley off the step. That's a poor kick. That is straight to Tape, who spots a man inside 50, and that is Russell.
Gee, well done, Seb Tape. He's not renowned for his kicking skills at times, and can too, especially in the back up. Now we're seeing what happens here.
It's a left ankle. So they're going to cut the tape off that left ankle there from Swallow. So that's more injury news for the Suns, as Luke Russell will line up for his first goal tonight.
This to give the Suns that 2-goal lead that they've had twice so far this quarter. Looks pretty good off the boot. It's through, and they continue to have the answers here at Metricon.
And they keep having the answers in the face of adversity when they have injured stars going down, and here's the injury, Shorey.
Here it is here. Now, you see Broughton, he's sliding in. Gee, it's very similar to what we've seen before, isn't it?
Well, that's identical to what we saw with the
and he's hit him on
Gary Rowan.
Very, very identical to that. They might even look at this after it keeps happening. It's a technique that coaches teach, so anyway, they kick the goal out of it the other way.
Just the 4th goal of the season for Luke Russell. A good timing one, though, for the Suns. They've got Bock off, Swallow off, but they still lead by 12 points.
What do you think, Lynchy? Very identical to the other one, and could have done the same thing. Do they need to look at this now? Or,
well, let's face it.
Or would you have to wait for a while to...
Well, if the match review committee...
He couldn't have been charged for that.
Referred the last one, though, the Gary Rowan one. Yeah. That was the same, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this, he couldn't be suspended for that.
No, well, I suppose the last one wasn't suspended either.
Right. No, they will refer... well, I just don't know. They've got to make a decision. The
that's the
AFL
thing, we don't know.
No.
I'm not sure the players do.
I don't think the match review panel know, but anyway.
With the action now, Ibbotson driving Fremantle forward. Main attacked it and got crunched. Wins the free kick, and he knows one way to go.
They've got to go quick to Zach Clark.
Oh, and Matty Shaw too on that occasion. A lot of courage to go in that spot.
Mundy with a wrap around to the top of the square, wants Clark again. Zach Smith to help out. Now, did he get a hand on it? Yes, he did.
Wasn't a big hand, just a little snick, I thought, but they had to go quicker to Zach Clark because he was one-on-one. So pretty good work from Zach Smith to get there and make it a 2-on-1 situation.
44 plays 33.
No space, no movement actually from the Suns. They've blown up just before the half-time break.
Percentage play from Bennell, and you know, it's always going to happen.
That is a great call. He got another 10 metres to get distance with the kick, to get it out of the danger area, and he kept it about 5 metres inside the boundary, so it's easy to spoil. So a good pick-up on the call there, Matty.
He just wanted to get it out of bounds. Smith down in front, suiting the Dockers. Mundy back to Robertson. Again, he stepped well inside. Kicks into the pocket. Main had a good go at it.
Yeah, they were just outnumbered with that one. I just think this last couple of minutes, last 3 minutes before half-time, the Suns appeared vulnerable. They've worked really hard in this first half. It'd be really disappointing to see them give up a goal this late, but they're just not able to run at the moment.
And they're down to 2 out of the 3 on the bench to rotate.
Great running. Great running.
Russell.
Lynch's kick is out in front of him.
That was magnificent, Luke Russell.
Getting some running from Bennell too, who's streaming up if Brennan could hold it, but he couldn't. Now the Dockers will rebound. Pavlich gets it from Johnson. Back through the middle, he spots Broughton. Isles waits. On the mark. Broughton goes back. Kick might have a bit too much on it. Yeah, spoiled came. Caddy roving front and square. Back to Zach Smith. And this is Isles.
Well, this is the mentality thing now, because if they don't have a goal scored, they deserve this lead. They deserve it, no doubt. But if they get kicked against,
I know you went to Alice there, but I thought I was looking at the same guy. I thought he's going to make a mistake. No, he kicked it well.
Beautiful kick. Don't know whether that was a great choice, but really well executed.
And that is as well. And Russell's continuing that hard running.
The tempo footy's been pretty good, hasn't it? Obviously, you talked about that before the game.
Oh, I reckon it's really good. They know when to go, but at the same time, they've got the patience when Freo get back. Now, Freo have got plenty of numbers back. So
now you might even have to look at coming back to draw them up the ground to open up space. You don't want to go too far back, which he just goes 30 back.
No, well, the only reason you go back is so you can get the next one.
The next switch.
And they should go the next switch. That'll be to Lynch. Or get inboard.
Inboard, and Weller's got it. And it was almost an appeal for a half volley.
And then you get to the stage, if you can't switch, it's that long kick to the boundary line.
They've got a few number one-on-ones now up the ground a bit, but he's picked one out.
Now Brennan has it. And what will Jared do?
You wouldn't know, and I'm not sure Jared would know, but they're still going well at the moment. Almost getting to the stage where that forward 50 stoppage wouldn't be too bad, but just got to make sure you've got a contest to get it over the line. Dixon
now. Well, he's going to play on and run around and get it closer to goal, towards the top of the square. Dockers have big numbers back, though. Beat everybody, except for Ibbotson, who's up through the middle, looking for Main again. Barlow couldn't find Mundy. Paddled back by Main. Mundy on hands and knees. Quick hands Broughton. Barlow tugs it back. Clark roves it well. He's got some runners coming. One of them is Neal. On the left boot, not a good kick from him. 30 seconds remaining in the half. Isles arched the back, gave it to Prestia. What a half he's had. Warnock.
Great kick.
He doesn't mind spotting people up, does he?
Well, down the line, he had two players. He couldn't kick down the line, Matty, but they've taken some risk, but they're getting away with it.
I think the runner, Matty Kennedy, might have been out and told him how long to go.
Yeah, he said, just settle it down, kick down the line, percentage play. Spills at the back, maybe something from nothing from Brown, kicks it into the space. Carmichael Hunt slides in, second remaining, siren sounds, the K-man at half-time, and they'll go berserk.
They will go berserk, his teammates will go berserk. So they should, they've been very impressive. They won the first quarter, and they're going to win the second quarter and got themselves in a really good position, both on the scoreboard and in the game. So you're going at half-time now. Few instructions from the umpire that you can't go off your mark.
Well, my boy's got to take his time here.
He's only kicked one goal, and that was that famous goal that he kicked it to the other end when the entire side went to him. So he's kicked one goal.
Sure, he might.
I'm on.
Suns by 11.
Oh, yeah.
The K-man salutes, and have a look at them go to the K-man. There is no more popular player at Metricon Stadium than Carmichael Hunt. Not just now, but what a finish to the half. And the Gold Coast Suns are 17 points clear, and they go off the ground to rapturous applause. We'll take a break. It's game on here at Metricon.